but Jade comes up with these topics, and then I translate it in my mind into what I think she means. So we're about to find out if we mean the same thing. What is up, beautiful people? It is time for episode 12 of the Better Merch, Better Marketing podcast. Welcome to the show. I am one of your hosts, Kirby Hasseman, and it might look a little different today because
Jade Kreider is in Ohio.
She's on location. We're excited about that. So you kind of came in for the week. So we're recording this this week, and by the time this drops, you'll be thinking about leaving again, right?
Yeah, I leave on Saturday, and this usually drops on Friday. So yeah, get ready to leave again.
Yeah. So real quickly, you've just been back for a few days, but how's it been being back in the office?
Good, busy. Been a lot busier since I've been here. I have to see a lot more people. I don't have to see a lot. I get to see a lot more people.
Get to a lot. Yeah.
And it's good. It's just, when you're not used to peopling all day long, suddenly my people battery is getting low.
That is fair. I like that. That's a term I've heard and that recently. That's something that's kind of recently come up. I think, at least for me, since the pandemic. Mm-hmm. That's a kind of a term
social battery.
Yeah, social battery, and I think there's something to that.
Yeah.
Of course, it's funny because it's different between extroverts and introverts, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we all live on a scale of that.
Yeah.
It depends on my mood. Sometimes I need a little bit of peopling to recharge me, and sometimes I'm like, I just want everybody to leave me alone.
Yeah, they say it's like introverted extroverts and extroverted introverts. If you need to charge up quietly in peace, then you're, I don't know, one of them.
It is a lot of words.
It just blurred together. Anyways, you should say what this is, what the podcast is.
Yeah, I was going to say, this has been already a good conversation, but if you're new around here, this is the Better Merch, Better Marketing podcast from Hasseman Marketing. And what we do is try to help you elevate your merch and your marketing game and have a little fun along the way. So thanks for joining us. It's brought to you by Hasseman Marketing. We work with both marketing and HR to help you attract and retain better customers and employees. And one of the things we do want you to check out is our show. We do a customer show every year, and we've set the date for September 23rd. We'd love for you to check it out, and you can register at show.hassemanmarketing.com.
I'll be in town for that too, so you have to come see me the next time I'm in town.
Yes, love it. Okay, cool. So let's dive in. So each week we try to come up with some different topics that we think would be relevant to you, and the first one this week is really just around rebranding. We've had the opportunity. We do this. We help people once they rebrand a lot of the time, but we've been working on projects where people rebrand here lately, where we've either created the logo for them or we've been a part of the process. And so we wanted to give you a couple kind of tips and tricks and tactics for if you're going to invest the money, if you're going to invest the time.
Yeah.
Here are a couple things from our perspective that you should consider if you're going to do this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
I like it. You starting it or am I starting it?
I haven't got my notes open. So yeah,
I'll start it.
Yeah.
My first one is a little bit, it might be an obvious one, but consider how your logo is going to look as a one color. Because there's going to be some things that you do, whether it's the website, whether it's this, or whether it's a t-shirt that you can't have. Even if it is a 7-color logo, it doesn't matter, but consider how it will look as a one color, because if it doesn't work as a one color, maybe considering making it work as a one color, because it's a huge thing, especially in what we do. Sometimes hats you can't always do a 7-color, or that specific t-shirt that you want can't be a 7, and it's gonna be more expensive. So it'll save you in the end cost money. Yep, cost money. Cash money. Yeah. Well, and here's what I would say. It's funny because my first one has to do with this exact same point, and the way that we view it is start your design with a one color. Yeah.
So that you know it absolutely will work. Mm-hmm. And hey, with the digital tools that are available, one of the challenges I think we have is that Canva and some of these amazing tools have democratized design, and that's great. We love Canva. We use Canva. But you can do all of these fancy things that don't necessarily add to the brand. Mm-hmm. So by doing something simplistic and knowing that that will work for you regardless of what you do, I think that will make you can always add the color as you build it. Mm-hmm. I've seen some people, I've seen somewhere it's like there are all the colors of the rainbow as a part of the logo. And the challenge is that's beautiful when you can do it that way. But when you get into another situation where it's like, yeah, you can only do one color, it's just a blob. So they don't use it at all, and then it becomes straight, just straight line copy, and there's no logo at all. So I echo what you said.
Yeah, and also just kind of on top of that one, keeping in mind the thickness of the lines. That's something that kind of came to my mind. Like when you're looking at a signage, if you're looking at a big sign or something like that to go on your building, if you can't see it from far away, if it's a shirt, you can't see the logo from far away, that's going to be something to take into consideration when doing that. You want to make sure it's on that.
Yeah, and it's funny. I think we're kindred spirits on this, but one of the things I said sort of next in my notes was consider it on multiple platforms, which is sort of what you're talking about. But like, for example, we just did a logo that we're really excited about with Gerber and Sons, which is a local company here that we love. And we built it, started with one color, then we added colors around it. But we have it as a sort of a vertical where there's an icon above and then the logo below. But sometimes you're going to put that on a pen. Sometimes you're going to put it on a banner. So we designed logos so that you maybe put the icon over on the left and make it more of a horizontal logo. So consider it on different platforms. What will it look like on a t-shirt? What will it look like embroidered? What will it look like on a big banner? Think about it in different platforms.
I really like that one. My next one is to be consistent with it. If you're, and I'm sure you probably have the same thing next, we're probably on the same page. If you're going to do it, stick with it and own it and just make it a part of you and a part of your brand and really kind of own that brand. We have the same notes written down. But so just keeping in mind, if it's a 7-color logo and you can't do it on that t-shirt, don't completely change it. Just try and do it in a different way that works for you kind of thing. Yeah,
so what I wrote was create brand guidelines and then stick to them.
Yeah, smart.
So one of the things that we'll do when we work with folks is once the logo's created, then we're like, okay, here are the fonts, here are the colors, here's what it looks like on a black thing, here's what it looks like on a white thing, here are the things you can do, here are the things you can't do. Because if you don't create those guidelines, people will create them for you.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden, your red and black logo will end up on a pink t-shirt and you'll be like, what just happened? So create brand guidelines, the do's and the don'ts. And then, yes, to Jade's point, then stick with them.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that starts from the top down. If you immediately go off of them, then your team will as well. So create brand guidelines and stick to them.
Well, and keep that same message on social media too. That's one thing I see is that people have one kind of message on the shirt and then a different message on their Instagram, and you're like, okay, wait, which one is the one that you prefer? What font do you prefer? Do you want the one that's on the t-shirt or do you want the one that's on your Instagram post? So it's just something to consider.
And my final one is once you do something like this, you hopefully are going to be really excited about it, and so is your team. And so immediately provide an opportunity for them to get merch. Whether it's create a shop, whether it's you make sure you order something for everybody on the team. This isn't a self-serving thing. Obviously, we'd love for you to order it from us, but order it from whoever. But if you don't, those brand guidelines are going to fly out the window because somebody's going to be like, my brother-in-law does this, and they want to create a bastardized logo right away. So right away, once you're rolling it out, roll it out with the opportunity so that people can get the merch, so that the logo stays consistent.
Well, and my last one, we are on the same page. I said launch with a bang. So make it a thing, make it fun, have some social media posts around it, get people involved, especially if you're doing a social media post. My most recent and really fun kind of tips and tricks is to really make social media around it. So ask people for their input on your social media, ask people their favorite part of it, ask people what they're excited for about it, get people involved in your content, and then it's going to spread the word a little bit quicker that you've done the launch and the rebrand. So I like it.
Okay, cool.
So our next
we're definitely on the same page on that.
Cool, yeah. Our next topic is going to be kind of why we're loving the one-piece minimum items right now. It's a newer thing to our industry, and it's something we've kind of been talking about a lot, especially while I've been in Ohio. It's been a topic of discussion, and so I thought we could take a minute and just do a quick kind of why we love it right now.
Yeah, and I think from my perspective, you said it. It's not that in the past there weren't the opportunities to do there were times where you could do one piece. but it was pretty rare. I think you're seeing more and more suppliers, more and more of our partners that are creating opportunities where you can do one item. Now, of course, it's more expensive to do it, but man, it's really awesome when you're thinking of options around the gift giving process. So I guess I would encourage you to ask, do you have any that I can do one piece of? Obviously, from any business perspective, our model isn't built around you buying one, but giving you the opportunity, hopefully then you'll buy more. But understanding you have the option on some items to do that is really cool, I think.
So I put kind of like 2 points with this one.
Okay.
I don't know if you did points, but my first one was kind of for work anniversaries, for welcome kits. It can be really nice to have those options because it's going to be something that you're going to probably repeat. You'll do every time somebody's got a work anniversary. But with the one piece minimum, you have a better opportunity to personalize them.
Yeah.
So you can do a really nice speaker with their logo or with your logo and even their name on it. So then suddenly you have that option. So that was one of the kind of perks that I wrote down. I don't know if you have points. I'm going to say my second one, but I also put it kind of gives you the option to try a product.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not sure if you're going to like it and it's a more expensive item that maybe we can't get as just a sample for you to try, you could just try one of them, still get your logo on it. So it's not like you're wasting your money, but you could try it before you order 50 of them.
That's a
so it's
great
just
point.
a different option for you to kind of see some different products without feeling like, oh, I don't want to ask them just to because we can't always just give you the things, especially when it's $150 speaker, a $300 speaker. I just can't give that to you. But you could order it and just do one and just see if you love it.
Yeah, I think the things that I talk about is when it's a one-piece minimum, like Jade said, everything's an award. Right? Everything's a gift and everything's an award. So if it's a one-piece, if you can get a backpack that's a one-piece minimum, then you can put their name on the backpack, and now it is a very personalized gift, but it's also an award.
Yeah.
It isn't. The crystal awards are great, but now this opens up something that might be a more useful daily concept. So I love that. The other thing just to consider is, and just this is one of those things where one of our core values or one of our kind of tenets is no surprise charges. Just because it's a one-piece minimum doesn't mean it doesn't include shipping. It's still got to get to you. Right. So consider those shipping costs as you. Now, if you do that with us, we'll send you something so you're going to see all that. But just make sure you're thinking of that so that you understand your budget and you don't break it. So that was,
and the other thing that kind of crossed my mind too is you might consider if you have an event going on or you're going to a trade show, consider doing a backpack. Consider doing a speaker. Try and get your brand out there as much as you can. And with the one-piece minimum options, that's when you can do that. Yeah. You can get a really nice speaker for the golf outing that you're doing and have that on the main sign-in desk. You can do the really cool backpack and that's what you're carrying around the trade show. So that's when you can really utilize that to get your brand out there more.
Or do it as a VIP gift or a raffle, right?
Yeah, you could do raffle gifts. That's a good one. I like that.
So you do it as a trade show, and let's just say one of our clients' logos. So I'm just McWayne, because we love you guys. You put McWayne, and then you put the name of the trade show that it's a part of, and then it becomes a part of the VIP gift or something like that. So
giveaway items. Yeah, I really like that. So and then if you're kind of like our show, you do the branding base camp. We don't always use that logo, so we don't want 7,000 of them, but we want that really nice speaker that we're going to do as the raffle to get people's information and stuff like that. So just something to consider.
Okay, cool. You're up.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
I just did the last one. Whatever. I'll go again. Next, we're going to be talking about just kind of some fun tips and tricks when starting Q2, quarter two.
Yeah.
So
what's important to note is that we've talked about this before, but Jade comes up with these topics, and then I translate it in my mind into what I think she means. So we're about to find out if we mean the same thing. So when we're starting quarter two, what are some ways to make sure that your second quarter is successful, right? So,
we're on the same page. We're good. You started off strong.
Okay, so I viewed this as a sort of a goal discussion. So you're looking at the second quarter, you're through the first, and again, it's April. It's April. That's nuts to me that we're here. But so one of the things I would say is recalibrate with your yearly goals. This is so I think so many times you start off, you've come up with the goals the last week of December when you have nothing else going on in your life, and you think I'm going to write this book, I'm going to write this or run this marathon, I'm going to sell all this stuff, and so you're inspired when you come up with the goals, and then the whirlwind hits you. right? And so one of the things I do, or I try to do during this time, is I'll set quarterly goals, and kind of yearly goals. That this is right now a great time to go, okay, what did I say I wanted to accomplish for the year? And how am I doing?
Am I on track for that?
And if I'm not, what do I need to do to get back on track? So recalibrate with the original goal.
I like it. I'm going to kind of start from the bottom of my list. My last one is technically build habits, not tasks. So build things that you're going to do regularly when setting your goals, not things that you're going to do once and then forget about them forever. So make it that you're going to do sales calls 5 times a week, not, hey, let's do 50 sales calls this week and then drop it off and never do it again. Build something that you can keep consistent with and not something that is unachievable to do more than once.
That's great. I couldn't agree more. I mean, one of my favorite things I've heard in the last year is it's not the complexity, it's the consistency.
I like that too.
Right? It's most of us know exactly what we're supposed to do. We just don't do it every day, right? And so it's not the complexity, it's the consistency. I like that. Once you've recalibrated, that was mine, recalibrate, now set goals just for the second quarter. So I find there's a great book called The 12-Week Year where it talks about setting 12-week goals and considering each week a month, right? And so it brings it down into a more finite, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel from the very beginning. And for me, it creates more urgency. And I do things that I'm like, oh, I think I can do that in the next 90 days and check it off the list. And so now that you've recalibrated for the yearly thing, set goals just for this quarter.
I really like that. So kind of to stack on yours, my next one is don't be afraid to adjust the goals once you set them.
Yes.
It's something that we talked about in our meeting on Monday. Jeff, who is he's part of our sales team, he's really awesome. He did a video series and the goal was to do 1 video a week, and then he missed a week and it was kind of hard to get back on track, so then he started doing 3 a week so that he could still get to that number. And I think that was really cool because then he still got the goal, and I think it actually went over better for him.
Yes.
And so don't be afraid to, okay, I didn't get it on the first try, let's recalibrate, see how I can still make that goal happen.
Yeah.
So if you're into your yearly goals and going, oh, I just can't even do that, don't do that. Go, okay, how do we still make that feasible?
Yeah. There's a great quote from John Acuff who says, what do I do the day after perfect? And that was sort of Jeff's thing. He would say this. He says, once I miss one, then I'm kind of out. And so we're
all guilty of it a little bit.
Oh, 100%. But recalibrating and then rethinking how you can still accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. And mine was really, now that the first quarter's over, what have you learned? And I think that's so we do quarterly goals. From a book called Traction, the EOS system, if you've heard of that. We set our first quarter goals. Then we had a meeting on Monday where we looked at the first quarter and then set goals for the second quarter. What I love about that is I can then look back and go, okay, we set these. Not are we on track, but what did we learn from it? And for me, I looked at it and was like, oh, there's one glaring part that I'm not doing that I need to start doing right now. And rather than wait till 2026, I started on Monday.
Right now. Yeah.
Right? And so looking at those first quarter, understanding what worked and what didn't work, and then making adjustments on the fly. And that's kind of what you were talking about with Jeff too.
Yeah. My final one is to give yourself a planner or a roadmap so that you don't lose the momentum that you've got going. So one of the things that I did with my goals, I really want to kind of build my own personal brand and kind of go on social media. And I have a tendency that if I have to put a lot of brain power into it, especially as I'm transitioning, my entire life is going to kind of change this summer. And so finding a way so that I stay consistent. And so I created a social media planner on Monday for the next 3 months. So I don't have to think about it. Today I'm posting about golf outings. Today we're doing the Better Merch, Better Marketing podcast. I don't have to think about it. It's already planned out for me. All I have to do is just hit record and just do it. Yeah. And so I haven't done it, so I don't know that I should maybe be preaching. Maybe I should practice what I preach. But I'm excited to see that half of it is I don't know what to post today. I don't know what it is I should be posting. True. And so if it's just done and out for me, now all I have to do is check the box or X out the box. Like I did do it or I didn't do it. And so just having that brain power kind of already thought through kind of thing.
And I love that because, but understanding it might change, right? But it does take some of the brain power because a lot of the time you'll be like, oh yeah. I'll preach this to people when they're not sure what to post. It'd be like, okay, set a theme with the kind of thing you're going to post. So in other words, it's Monday, I'm going to do something motivational.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I'm going to do this. On Wednesday. So even if you have to come up with it again, well, but on Wednesday, we talk about this.
Yeah.
So even if the post I was going to do was not going to work,
Right.
I already have a box that I'm thinking in, so it still doesn't take the same amount of brain power.
Yeah. Well, and I already adjusted mine, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I ended up posting my branding post instead of my golf outing video today. So,
I love it.
that's
Cool.
where we're at.
All right, I like it. Okay, so since we flipped it and that was my fault, the next one is we've been doing a product of the week for the last several weeks. And it's, I think pretty much every time it's been these shoes.
You just keep taking off your shoes.
I know, I wear them every week. Apparently Wednesdays, speaking of things I don't have to think about, Wednesdays I wear these shoes. Anyway, but we've been doing this product of the week and it's been going over really well. We've been getting some good feedback and that's credit to Jade because she's been picking some really cool stuff. And so it's time for our product of the week.
Today, we are going to be talking about the Skyline Soft Shell. Nope, try again. Skyline Soft Shell Half Zip. It's the one I'm wearing right here. So this is from our friends at Fossa, which I've talked about a little bit. This is a brand that you were actually the one that told me this. It's a women-owned brand. They create the women's version first and then create the men's compatible, which is
unusual.
Opposite of everything that we've ever been told. So this was perfect for today because it's been a rainy day and this is completely waterproof. So I'm gonna stand up a little bit. Half zip, so you've got a nice little pocket. This one has a couple different imprint areas on the front, on the sleeve, and then I'm gonna try and turn. Underneath my hood, you've got another imprint there, which preaches to my subtle branding that I feel like I do talk about a lot. And this one is really comfy. It's got, thumb holes. If you're like me, it's a thing that I love. And so it's just a really nice piece that is good. I can wear it every day. No matter kind of the season, I can layer it and things like that. So
we were walking in today, and with Jade being in town, she's been riding with me a lot unless she steals my car.
Yes.
And
also have done that.
Yeah. But we were walking in today, and I was like, I need to see the men's version of that because it's really cool. So I like that one a lot. That's a good one. And she mentioned that they do multiple kinds. So it's not just multiple location, it's multiple kinds of decoration.
Yeah. So this is screen print. This is embroidery. The back has screen print, but they also have some different raised options and laser and all the different things. So there's so many choices, and they do a really it's a really nice quality piece. I really love this.
Okay, cool. That's a good one. All right, final piece is shout out time. I sent you 3 years down. Yep. I got a couple today. So I want to give, the first shout out I want to give to is Community Bank in Zanesville. No, not this. It's Saturday, April 19th. They're doing a drive-through shred day. So from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., April 19th, Community Bank, downtown Zanesville, which is 113 North 5th Street. It's free. So if you have documents, things like that you need to shred, this would be a great time for you to go take advantage of that. I love it when some of our community partners like Community Bank provides services like this. And so I am really excited about that. So thank you to Community Bank for doing that. It is this season, right? It's time of the season where
spring cleaning,
cleaning out the garage, cleaning out the basement. So this kind of event plays really well, I think.
And if there's a burn ban, then you can't burn it yet. So you got to go take it and shred it, which is actually...
She's just pouring lemon juice in a paper cut. That's all
I'm doing that. But we feel really good about this shred thing.
Yeah, anyway, apparently there's a burn ban for 8-9 weeks. Whatever, it's fine. But super excited about this drive-through shred day on April 19th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. from Community Bank. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
you said you had a couple.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Changed my mind.
Spread them out.
Yeah, that's it. We got to come up with these every week.
So we need you to send us the good things that's going on.
Actually, I have another one, and that's coming up next week. So
still send them anyways.
Yeah, but send us anything going on, because when I say going on, anything doing good work in the community, we certainly appreciate that, and we'd love for you to send them to us. So this has been episode 12 of the Better Merch, Better Marketing podcast. Again, brought to you by Hasseman Marketing. If you want to learn more about us, head to hassemanmarketing.com. As we said, we're here to elevate your merch, elevate your marketing, and have a little fun along the way.
I think it's up too high.
That's really good. It's a really good look. All right, that's going to wrap up this episode. See, what are you doing?
I'm wrapping it up.
Oh, wrapping it up. All right. See you next time.